Hey there folks, I'm again here at the attic in this not quite as comfortable position as I would like, but I have to finish the first coat of skimming the outer wall. In the previous video I showed you how I insulated that, and now I have to install this fiber mesh and do a rough skim on the surface to fix the mesh to the insulation with this breathable cement glue layer. So I did a short time lapse when I worked the higher part, and it was nearly not as uncomfortable as here. But in any case I have to do that and finish this section, and the second skim will be a bit easier. There is no mesh, just a very thin layer to make the wall even, so you can paint it if you want. I want to paint it white so the space looks lighter and bigger, and to reflect more of the light from the two lamps which I plan to install. This is a first for me. Oh no. So I'm still learning how to do that, as you can probably see, and the more experienced of you will immediately know. But doing this type of work with hired people here is rather expensive, and the problem is that in order to hire some like a contractor, you have to have a certain amount of work. I can't call a team of people working here for like 10 square meters of insulation and skim. Nobody will want to work on such a small project. People usually aim for a minimum of certain amount of work. So it's basically, I don't have any choice. I have to do it myself. Not only saving money and not only learning, but there's no other way. There's no one who can do that instead of me. So I had to educate myself by watching some YouTube videos, and also talking with some friends who have a bit more experience, and previously watching the guys who work the insulation downstairs in the house. So this is all that I have as a base. So my plan is to finish this first skim today, and tomorrow do the final second coat, and then to start prepping this concrete base here for a self-leveling. I think it's also called skimmos, I don't know, maybe discrete in English. And the idea is that if you do the walls first, all of the junk you're producing, all the mess, can be scraped away and cleaned, vacuumed, and then you can prime the floor, and the floor will be, it will result in a better coat, better adhesion. So I will play now the time lapse which I made for the other part. Okay, so change of plans. The time-lapse application crashed several times, so there was no time-lapse recorded. And it's the next day now, and I'm up here to check on yesterday's work. So let me show you what's the status. This is what I managed to do yesterday before noon. The first coat with the fiber mesh up to here, and I have to continue here in the coming days. You can faintly see the outlines of the insulation blocks behind the mesh and the first coat of the screed. This is because you don't need the layer to be very thick. Actually, it's better to be not very thick. And this part here where the concrete beam is allowing me more space to work, you can see that it's way smoother and more even. And here, especially in the lowest part, it was rather uncomfortable, so there is some rough spots up here where the mixture was a bit too dry, and some more, we call those hairlines. So before applying the second final coat, I have to come in here with the tools, my sanding paper and my knife, just scrape the wall a bit and sand it. I have to do the whole section here this way, so I end up with a more even surface, which will allow me to apply the second coat thinly, much quicker and easier, and get a finer, smoother finish. And this then can be primed and then painted. It won't be as smooth as an interior wall or as a dry wall, but it will be sufficiently even and smooth to hold paint. And I need this space to be brighter, so I'll be using some of the white paint we have left from the ceilings of the rooms downstairs. So here's a more general shot of this attic space. This concrete beam here is at about 1.40 m from the floor, so it's a low space. Down there at the corner it's about 20 centimeters or less. So this whole space will be closed off as a storage area, and we'll have some shelving here. And then this space here is much taller. It's about 3 meters tall at the highest point, so it will be a living space, but it's a work in progress because everything has to be cleaned and moved down here when I'm done fixing this lower spot. So that was all for today, and I'll see you in the next one.